All right, this is another time, and we are still continuing with the solving of the Cambridge IGCSE Information and Communication Technology Paper 2. In my previous video, we looked at the document production, and then also in another video, I solved the database. And this particular video is for the presentation. So we are looking at the 2024 May-June paper, paper 2, variant 1. So let's go straight into it and solve the presentation. Let's see how the presentation question looks like, the PowerPoint, and then we do justice to that. All right, so let's go to the presentation now. That is task 4. So it says you are going to create a short presentation. All slides must have a consistent layout. Create a presentation of 8 slides using the file J2421playgroup.rtf unless otherwise instructed. The slides must display a title and bulleted list. All right, so let's go into our source files like I always do. So this is my source file. So be in your source file, right click an empty space, go to new, and then select Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. We've not been asked, the question didn't say we should give it any special name, so we can give it our own name. So maybe I can say James Present. Once you are done, just launch it. So you have this. Now, the first thing we need to do is to import that file that you are talking about, which is a playgroup.rtf into the PowerPoint. Okay, so this is how we're going to do that. So as you are here, go to new slides. So click on new slides. Then go to the bottom. You will see slides from outline. Just click on slides from outline. Now, once you click on slides from outline, you will see playgroup.rtf. So just double click on it to open it. So the question says that it must display titles and bullets. So if you can see, we have a title, Tawara Thought Child Care, and then a bullet. Then this is also saying that what we offer, that's a title and bullets. Okay, so we are displaying what titles and bullets, which is good. All right. Now let's move on. So question 20 says, place at the top right of the slide a header with your name, center number, and candidate's number. Place in the footer automated slide numbers left align. Make sure that the header and footer appear in the same position on every slide. No item overlap on any slide. All right, so this particular one, we placing our details at the top right of the slide, a header with our name and all that. Basically, what they are trying to tell us, or what they want us to do over here, is to use the slide master, because the slide master would have everything at the same position on every slide. So you go to view, okay? Go to view, then from view, normal, outline, slide sorter, notes pages, reading view, you come to slide master. Now, when you come to slide master, you have this slide over here. Just scroll to the top. You see this bigger slide over here. That is bigger than the rest of the slides. Okay, this bigger slide, anything you do to these slides, it affects all the slides. Do you understand that? So this is the bigger slide over here. Do you understand that? Anything you do to these slides will affect all the slides. So let's assume I place, I put some kind of shape here, you see, it is affecting all the slides way down to the bottom. And if I go to the normal slide, you realize that what it is affecting the normal slide too. And you can't do anything about this. It stays there. You can't edit it. Do you understand that? That is why we are going to use the slide master to do this. All right. So let me go to the top and take this image from here. So we need to place at the right side a header with what? Our name and our details. So go to insert as you are in the slide master. Make sure you are the first slide, the slide one at the very top, the bigger one. Then over here in the text group, you see text box. So click on the text box and then put your cursor at the top here and then drag to create a space here. Do you understand? Then you put your details. So I put my details over there, James Swift. Then my center number is GH005, and then my candidate number is 0247. Okay. Now after doing this, I can still highlight this, then go to home, or I'm already at home. Then you go to center align to further move it. Sorry, left align to further move it to the left for you. So that is my header at the right side of the slide. Then also it says that we should place in the footer an automatic what? Page number, which should be what? Left align. So that should be here. Do you understand? But we already have some placeholders over here. We don't need them. So let's delete them. Click on them and then delete them. We don't need these placeholders. All right. Once you are done, go back to insert again. Now, click on the text box again. Drag it over here. Make sure that what? There is a cursor blinking inside. Make sure once you draw the text box, you have a cursor blinking inside. So once the cursor is blinking inside, if the cursor does not blink, just double click inside. The cursor will blink. Then once the cursor is blinking inside, just go to insert again. Then the same text group. After the word at, you go to what? Date and time. Then the down one is what? Insert slide number. So just click on the slide number and everything is, you see this hashtag inside. Once you see this hashtag inside, it means that what? You have inserted the what? The slide number. Now go back to your view and then go to normal. And then you realize that what? Your name is here. Do you understand that? You have your name here. It can never be what? Tempered with. And then you have the what? The slide number to here. So if I go to the first slide, it is in the same position over here. And then my number is also over here. You understand that? All right. Let's continue. Then 21 says, locate the slide with the title, Our Staff. Select the 3 bulleted items after the text, center manager who, and format them to look like this. So we are going to locate the slide with the title Our Staff and make sure we format it to look like this. Do you understand that? All right. So let's go do that. So our staff, okay, that's like 5. Do you understand that? So we are selecting this the slide Our Staff. So we are selecting the bullets after the center manager who. That is 3 bullets after the center manager who. So let's select it like this. That's the 3. So the first thing you do is that if you look at the question, they have indented this twice. Someone will say, how did I know they've indented this twice? Because I've done this. And you see, the H is directly under the what? The C. So you check out for all those stuff. So the indentation, you come to the paragraph group, okay? And then you see this button over here, increase list level. That's what we will do. So click on it once, and you see that what? Once you click on it once, the H is under the E. But in the question, the H must be under the what? The C. So you indent it again. And now you see that what? The H is under the what? The C. Now, the first thing we are going to do over here is that you realize that what? They are not using what? Bullets. They don't use the dot bullet, but they are using some kind of dash bullet or something, or some hyphen bullet. So that is what we also do. So whilst you keep this selected, go to the paragraph group again to the top where you have the bullets. Click the arrow down beside it, and then go to bullets and numbering. Do you understand? Now, when you click on the bullets and numbering, you come to customize. Do you understand? Go to customize, and it opens this kind of what? Symbols for you. So you just have to what? Go through these symbols and locate them. You see them over here. Do you understand that? So I will select the longer one. So they are here. Just look for it through this symbol. So I'll select this longer one, and then I'll click what? Okay. Then I'll also click what? Okay. So you see that I have it nicely over here. Done. All right. Then the question also says that what? You can see in the question that what? They've been italicized. Do you understand that? So I'll also what? Click on my what? My italics to italize it. You understand? So we're almost done. Then the last thing over here is that you realize that they have removed space before and after. So it looks like they've compressed 8. That is what we are also going to do to finish our work. So when you get to this place, you select everything now. We'll want to remove space before and after. Now, after selecting everything now, in the paragraph group here, you see this small button over here in the paragraph group. Just click on it to launch the paragraph properties. Now, spacing before, don't type, we need to make it 0, but don't type the 0 manually, else it will increase the space rather. Rather, click on the arrow up, the arrow showing to the top, click on it to give you 6 points. Then click on the arrow down to click on it again to give you 0 points. Okay, don't type it manually. Then line spacing, change it from multiple to what? To single. And then click OK. All right. So you see, it has reduced the size of what? Of it has reduced the size, it has reduced the spaces. Now we are having everything just like it is in the question. So let me do my 2 screens so that we see that. So you see, this is a question, this is what we are doing. So we have everything right. Now everything is just right. All right, let's go back to make everything big. Now, let's go to question 22. Question 22 says, delete the slides with the titles, our guiding principles, and areas of learning and development. All right. So we look for slides with the title, our guiding principles. So let me see this. Okay, so these are guiding principles. So if you want to delete the slide, just right click on the slide, and then you see that delete slide, you delete it. Also, they say we should delete what? Areas of learning and development. So you can select the slide and then go to your keyboard and press the delete key. That one to what? Delete it. So you should be down with what? 6, how do you call it? 6 slides. Okay. Now let's go back to the question. So the question says, question 23 says, use the data in the file J2421 test underscore scores.csv to create a vertical bar chart to compare achievement for only the subjects literacy and mathematics. Display the subject as labels on the category axis. Okay. All right. So here they want us to open this source file. It's a CSV file. Now, when we open it, we should use the data in there to create a vertical bar chart. Do you understand? To compare achievements for only the subjects, literacy and mathematics. Okay. So let us go to inside our source file to do that. So these are source files. We look for test underscore scores, this guy. Let's open this. Close this. All right, so there's the data that we have over here. Now, they said we should use this data to create what? a vertical bar chart. So this is basically what we will do. So let's think of this subject over here. We don't want it to be part of, we don't need it. We don't want it to be part of the subjects that are going to be under the category as it. So let's just delete this one. Click an empty space, click back again, click and hold and drag over this data. The first one is on part, okay? The first one is just a title, is on part. Now, when you select this, go to insert, okay? Then you come to the charts group. Maybe in another question, they'll tell you to create what? A pie chart. This is where we have the pie chart. So you just put it on it and a pie chart will be created. Do you understand that? We have a lot of pie charts here. Just put it on it. Pie chart will be created nicely for you. But in this case, if there's in another question, they say you should create a curve. This is a curve. These are the curves. Okay. It will be created for you. If they say you should create a histogram, these are where we have the histogram. Do you understand? It will create it for you nicely. Okay. But in this case, they want us to create what? A vertical bar chart. So this is where you get a vertical bar chart just on top of the curves. Just click the arrow down and then you can select the first one. So you have something like this. All right. Then when we go back to the question, it says that what? They said we should create a vertical bar chart to compare achievement for only the subjects, literacy and what? Mathematics. So science is not part. So over here, we have science over here. We need to take off what? Science. Because science is not part. They said literacy and mathematics. So just make sure that this chart is selected. Now you see the filter, the chart filters over here. Just at the right side of the chart, just click on it. And then come to categories and check out science. So just check out science and click on apply or hit enter on your keyboard. And you realize that what? The science is gone. So now we are left with what? Only literacy and then what? Mathematics. That's fine. Let's go back to the question. Now, 2024, question 24 says, label the chart with the title, Impact of Early Childcare on Test Result. So I'll copy, but in your case, you would have to type it, okay? Because you'll be given a paper which is hard copy. So I'll copy. They say we should label the chart with this title. So I'll copy this. Now just come to the chart title over here. Click inside and then delete the chart title that is inside and then type your impact of early childcare on test results over here. That is all you need to do. Then you go to question 25. Question 25 says, display the following values only as data labels along the top of each bar. Values only as data labels along the top of each bar. Then a legend showing preschool and then what? No preschool. So what they are basically saying is that what? These bars you are seeing here, okay, they have values that they represent. And they want us to display the values they represent on top of each of them. Do you understand that? So it's very, very simple. Just make sure your chart is selected, okay? Now you see this addition sign, that is chart element, this plus sign beside the chart. Click on it and then click on data labels. Do you understand? So once you click on data labels, you will see that what the values each bar represents is now on top of what? Is now on top of that particular bar. Do you understand that? All right. So you have that. You have that. Then it also says that what? We should display what? A legend showing no preschool, no preschool. The legend is already there. So we already have our legend. Assume we don't have the legend. Or in another question, they said you should remove the legend. In another question, they say you should remove the legend. It's very simple. Still select the chart. Go to the plus sign. And then you see legends over here. So when you check it out, you see that the legend is good. It's gone. When you check it in again, when you check the box again, you see that the legend is back. Then you see that there is some arrow forward. Click on it. You can put the legend at the top. You can put the legend at the left. You can put the legend at the bottom. Do you understand that? So that is where we have the legend. Okay, let's move on. Then it says that format the value as a scale. Format the value as a scale. You see, when you are doing graph, rigid motion or maybe quadratic graph, you see they always give you a scale, 2 centimeters to 2 units and all that. That's what they want us to do over here. So format the value as a scale to display a minimum value of 0, a maximum value of 56, and then an increment of what? 8. That is the interval. So here we are basically going to increase this by 8. So from 0 to 8 to 16 and all that. So we go back to this. Now they said value add is this where we have our value what? As is. So just double click, not this one, just double click on this, remove this. So now just put this and then double click on the value as is. Do you understand that? Or somebody to say that once you click on this value as is to select the values here, just right click and go to what? Format as is. This box will show, or you can also what? Double click on it for the box to show. Do you understand? So they said the minimum to be 0. Now it is already 0, so we are fine. The maximum, they said it should be what? 50 what? The maximum should be 56. Okay, so we change the maximum to be what? From 60 to what? 56. Once you type 56, press enter to cause the effect. Now you realize that after pressing enter, our 56 is the maximum, all right. But our minimum has changed to what? -4. So go back to the minimum, delete the -4 over there and put 0 there and hit enter. So you see now we have what? 0, 10, 20, all the way towards 50. That is not what we want. So let's change the increment. Okay, let's change the increment. So you see where we have the units. You see where we have the unit. We are going to use major unit. So let's change the major units to what? To 8 and hit enter. Good. So now you see that we have what? 0, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56 being our what? Our maximum number, and then the increment and everything is what is right. So once you are done with this, just save it. Sorry, just close the box over there. And let's go back to our question. Now, question 27 says, place the chart to the left of the bullet on the slide with the title Academic Performance. Make sure that the words, no words are split. All data and labels are fully visible. The chart and its content do not overlap any slide item. So they want us to copy this chart that we have created. So they want us to copy it and go to the PowerPoint, locate the slide with what? Academic performance, or academic performance. And then to the left of the bullets, we put or we paste this chart over there. So just select an empty space, go back to select your chart again to make sure you are selecting the whole chart. Now right click and then click on what? Copy, or you can also select it and use Ctrl+C to copy it. Then go to your PowerPoint, locate academic performance. I think that's slide 5. All right, so this academic performance, they say we should place it to the left, so it should be to the left of the bullet, but there is no space there. So let's select the slide item and then what? Minimize or close the text box a little like this to your own discretion. So once we create a space here, click outside this empty space and paste your chart. You see, they said it shouldn't overlap any slide item, but currently it is overlapping what? The slide item. We don't want that. So let's click on it and move it a little away from the bullet. Do you understand? And when you bring it here, increase the length, resize it to make it what? Bigger and visible. All right, so this is exactly what they want us to do over here. So we are done with this one. Now let's go back to the question. Now we are going to question 8. All right, so question 8, I think that's almost the last thing we are going to be doing over here. So question 8 says, on the slide with the title long-term benefits, create an arrow-shaped action button that looks like this. So we are creating an action button that looks like this arrow shape over here. Now position this in the bottom right corner. Okay, format the action button so that when clicked, format the action button so that when clicked, it opens the document with a file name lifelong. So they are saying that we should make this arrow shaped an action button. We should place it at the bottom right corner so that when clicked on, it opens the document with the file name lifelong.csv. Okay. Enter the text lifelong gains in black font on the action button. Make sure that the text display on one line. The text fits within the shape and does not overlap the border. Take a screenshot evidence showing the action button links to the correct file. Place this in your evidence document. Make sure that the file name is fully visible. I don't know if I have my evidence. Okay, I'll do it later. I don't know if I've opened any evidence documents. Okay, we'll work on it later. So now let's go and create our action button. So let's go to PowerPoint. They said we should go to the slides, long-term benefits. Okay, now to create this action button, once you are in this particular slide or on this particular slide, just click on Insert. Then go to Shapes. We have a lot of shapes here. Okay, there are plenty shapes here. Anytime they say you should, create any shape, this is where you come to. Okay, now ideally, these are action buttons. This is where we have the action buttons at the bottom here. But if you look at the action buttons we have at the bottom here, you realize that we don't have any arrow shape there. So we go to the top rather, and then locate an arrow shape where we will find it. So I can find mine here because I've been using it. Now click hold. They said bottom right corner. So click hold and drag it over here. We've not been given any specific size, length, or width. So you use your own discretion to do this. Now, if you look at the question, you realize that it has a black thick border with a white space within. Now, ours is having a deep blue-black color in it. So we don't want that. So let's make sure the shape is still selected. Go to the shape styles group. The arrow beside it, select it, and then select the first one. Do you understand? Select the first one. So now we have a white space with some black thin border. But you can see the border is very thick. So whilst you keep the shape selected, still go to the shape styles again. Locate shape outline like this. Click on the shape outline. Then come all the way down to weight. You see weight over there. Then put your cursor on the weight and go down to 6 points and select the 6 point. So you see now we have an arrow shape with a very thick border. Okay. Then over here, what did they say we should do? So we've done this. They said we should position it in the right. We've done that. They said we should format the action button so that when clicked, it opens the document with the file name this. All right, so what they want us to do is that they want us to make this shape a hyperlink. Do you understand that? So just make sure that it is still selected. Right click on the shape as it is selected. Then you go to link. You should see link. In some other computers, you see hyperlink. It's the same thing. So click on the link to display this for you. Do you understand that? Now, they want us to make it a hyperlink so that when clicked on, it will open another thing. Now, over here, you can link it to an existing file or a web page. So you can link it to a web page. You can download you can copy the URL of a website and then just come and paste it in the address here. Do you understand? And click on OK. It will link it for you. Or you can place it in this document. Do you understand that? So you can select this one. Do you get it? And select one of the slides. So if you want to link it to our staff, just click on our staff like this and click on OK. When you click on this shape, it will take you to the slide with the title our staff. So you can do that. Then you can also create a new document and then also link it to the shape. You can also use your email. You can link it to this shape and all that. But what we want to do right now is we want to link it to an existing file. You understand? And that file is in our folder. So make sure that your folder is selected over here. If your folder is not selected over here, you have to click on this arrow down and navigate to the folder. Do you understand? So what they want me to do over here is to link it to what? Lifelong.csv. Let's go back to the question and check. It says lifelong.csv. Yes. So they said I should link it to what? To lifelong.csv. So once you click on the file lifelong.csv, all you have to do is to just what? Click on OK. And it is linked. Now, how do we know it is linked? When you bring your cursor, you see that there is a link. It says what? Lifelong.csv. Control plus what? Click to follow the link. So press and hold Control on your keyboard. You see that the cursor has changed to a link cursor. Then click on it. You see that it has opened the what? The lifelong file for me. Do you understand that? So we've been able to create the hyperlink for this. All right. So we've been able to create a hyperlink. So anytime you place your cursor on it, it shows you that you have what? Linked it. Then the next one says, enter the text lifelong gaze in black font on the action button. All right, so let's go and do that. So they want us to name this action button. So right click on it to select it. Then go to what? Edit text. All the way to the top, you see edit text. It puts a cursor there. Then type lifelong gaze in a black font. They said it shouldn't overlap, it shouldn't go beyond the shape and all that. So this is what they say we should do. So we have the action button with the lifelong gaze in it. Let's go to the next one. It says make sure that what? The text display on one line. Yes, that is true. The text fits within the shape and does not overlap. That is true. Then it says take a screenshot evidence showing the action button links correctly to the correct file. Place this in your evidence document. So over here, they said I should take a screenshot to show that I've linked it. Now, when you put this thing here, when you put a pointer on the action button, it shows you the link. It shows you that what it has been linked. But when you try to take a screenshot, you see that the link vanishes. So you are not able to take the screenshot to show that it has been linked. So this is what you do. Just select the shape again to show that you have linked it. Just select the shape again, right click, and then go to what? Edit link. And have this box. Have this dialog box here. Now, this dialog box, how do we know it is linked? You see the address over here. The address is showing that what? It has been there. The address is showing that it has been linked to what? Lifelong.csv. And they'll also see that we have selected this and we have clicked on what? Edit hyperlink. And the address is what? Lifelong. So this is what you take a screenshot of. So you take the screenshot of this plus the what? The action button that you have what? Created. Then you go to your documents. You go to your evidence. I didn't start the evidence from there because I already have an evidence with a full thing already. Sorry, this is not what I'm looking for. So evidence.rtf. Then you go all the way to what? Step 28, because this is question 28. And then you put, so PowerPoint only, in this particular variant or question, PowerPoint has only one screenshot to be taken. And that is what? Step 28, because this question what? 28. So you just paste it there and then you are fine. All right, you can close this now. Then let's go back to the question. So question 29 says what? Save the presentation. So make sure that you are saving your presentation. My presentation has been saved. If you cannot find the save button here, just click on file and go to what? Save. That one will save it for you. Then it says what? Save the presentation. Sorry. Then it says print the full presentation as handout in portrait orientation with 2 slides to the page, each filling half of the page. This is very important. Print the full presentation as handout in portrait orientation with 2 slides to a page, each filling half of the page. All right. So let's go back to do that. So as we are here, just go to file, go to print. Okay. Then over here, it says that what? We should print it as a handout in portrait orientation with 2 slides fitting on a page, each covering half of the page. So we'll get that one here. So not here. So you go to this one, full page slides. You see full page slides. Then you have the first one is print layout group. Then the second one is the handout group. So in the handout group, it says it should be a portrait orientation with 2 slides on a page. So you see handout, this or 1 slide on what? On a portrait orientation. These 2 slides on a portrait orientation. This is what we are looking for. Do you understand? In other questions, they can also say 3 slides. They can also say what? 4 slides. They can also say 6 slides. So anytime they mention that, you just have to come here to get it. So they said it should be a handout. Then this is a handout. We're already in the handout. Then it should be what? A portrait orientation with 2 slides fitting on a page, each covering what? Half of the page. So this is what we are looking for. So just click on it and it gives you this. So you realize that what? You have what? 2 slides fitting on the page. And each filling half of the page. So once you do these settings, and then you say make sure your printer is selected, then you click on what? Print, and then you print out the handout as instructed. Then you are done with the presentation. Then the next thing is that what? Make sure that your evidence, that is printing your evidence document. So make sure that your name, center number, and candidate number appear on every page of your evidence. Save your evidence and print it out. So just my evidence over here. I need to make sure that what? I go to the header over here. And then make sure that what? You have your details here. Okay. Don't worry. If you cannot see other things in step 1 to step 16 or wherever, they are for the document production and then the database. Watch my previous videos and then you see that. So you just put your details here. Then GH 005, then 0247. Make sure you do this, and then you can what? Also print your evidence documents. Thank you very much. So this is the end of the IGCSE paper, Information Communication and Technology, May-June 2024, paper 2, variant 1 solution. Subscribe to the channel and watch for more videos on solution to some of these papers. Thank you very, very much. Bye.